When one thinks of the video game Celeste, the first thing that may pop up into your mind is it being the indie sensation, the complex 2D platformer, the video game with the easy to learn but hard to master mechanics of dashing and jumping around. However, an underrated aspect of the game that I don't often see being mentioned too much is its incredible and masterful plot and hard-hitting message of self-love and self-acceptance. At first, the call for action for our titular protagonist, Madeline, is that she kind of just wants to climb the mountain. Now, we don't really know why. Maybe she just really has a knack for climbing mountains. Maybe she's trying to find something, we don't really know. Well, eventually, after a couple of encounters with the supernatural, uh, entering a dungeon with the best boy Theo, and looking through mirrors and encountering a gothic, dark, and evil version of herself, we eventually arrive to the chapter Reflections, and there is this amazing heart to heart conversation that she has with one of the characters, Theo. Now, I can't do this conversation justice by simply trying to summarize it to the best of my abilities. So, if you can, I would recommend that you search up Celeste Chapter 6 Reflections Conversation, whatever. I forgot what chapter it was, honestly. But yeah, just search that up. It does a much better job of uh, presenting and showcasing the whole thing than whenever I can. I mean, of course, it's the original source material. It will be better. Now, in this conversation, we first hear Theo's side of the story of why he wants to climb the mountain. It's because he feels quite lost in life. And, it's not like people are pressuring him to put a meaning to life, to find a purpose, to do something, but it's mostly just him. He doesn't know what to do with his life, so he's pressuring himself. He's putting all this pressure on himself to find a meaning to his life because he just got a job in Seattle. He thought, oh man, I finally know what I'm gonna do, and then he quits because he realized, oh wait, no, not really. Yeah, and then so he gets on a bus to Canada, and then he climbs a very tall mountain because he thinks, oh man, this might be my purpose. Big move. On Madeline's side of the story, we learn from Madeline that she wants to climb this mountain for a much deeper reason. And that is mostly because she seems to be stuck in what appears to be a never ending loop of nothingness, or, pardon my French, depression. Now, she, wa- she wants to put an end to it. She just wants to put an end to it. She wants to put an end to everything, to this insecurity, self-doubt, self-hate, regret, the anger, that feeling of drowning, and you just can't get up. You can't get up and you feel stuck. You don't know what to do. Eventually, all these things have to end. She views climbing this mountain not really as a solution, at least from what I can remember, but mainly just so she can get out of the house and actually do something with her life. But the only way that you can defeat whatever problem you may have in life, whether it be depression or lack of a purpose, is by simply confronting them yourself, face to face. Even the grandma in the video game tells her it's the first step to solving any problem. It's by confronting yourself. And, it's not by continuously hating and loathing the parts of yourself which you deem are not good. No, it's by, and nor by trying to destroy them, nor by trying to, figuratively let them go. It's so you can be free. We learn from the game that if you want to move past these problems, you are going to have to talk to yourself. You're gonna have to accept these. You're gonna have to accept these parts of yourself as yourself. You can't You can't solve you can't solve a problem within yourself by constantly hating yourself, by constantly judging yourself. You can only solve them by accepting yourself, by loving yourself, telling yourself, hey dude, it's okay. Like, I am still you at the end of the day. I am still you. You are not someone else. You are not this guy. You're not that guy. You are me. That's why I have to love you. I have to accept you, regardless of whatever your flaws may be, regardless of whatever's wrong with you, man. Because if something is wrong with you, then let's work together. Me and me. Let's work together. You know? Let's fix it. Let's solve it. Let's go through it day by day and let's find a way to solve it. That's the only way you can fix a problem within yourself. I mean, maybe there are 100,000 more ways, but most of the times the best way is to just accept yourself and love yourself. It's a lot easier to do that most of the time. All right, now here comes a little bit of personal reflection regarding my feelings towards this game. Now, when I first played this, I was fairly young at that time. I didn't really care much. I didn't really care much about uh, anything. I didn't really care much about the plot, the hard-hitting message. And what I care about is, bro, like, all I care about is climbing a mountain and playing this indie 2D platform to prove to all the other games that I'm a hardcore gamer, not like everyone else. Now I'm much older. I play this game again with some new wisdom, a little more enlightened. And man, the story, the plot, the message, it hits hard. When that reflections chapter hit, I read the conversation Madeline and Theo had. That hit me, especially with Theo, what he said, where he said that he feels lost in life. He feels like he has to put all this pressure on himself to find a meaning, find a purpose to living his life. So, he just does whatever, climbs a mountain, does this, does that, but, nothing really happens. He can't really find that source that'll give him happiness in life. And I feel for him, dude, big mood. Like, oftentimes I still feel that way with college steadily approaching. I feel that pressure of, oh my gosh, I have to find a purpose. I have to find a meaning to life. And then, I have to find a career, find this, find that. But, like, I just can't find it. But, it's all right. We're still living. We're still living good. And now, next up, let's talk about Madeline. That being stuck in the loop of nothingness, yo, I kind of relate to that, especially last year. Last year, moved to a brand new place, brand new school, brand new people. Wow, I was like, man, I'm drowning. And, nowadays, I still feel that way, I still feel a little bit of that nothingness, a little bit of that, oh man, what am I doing here? What do I do? I feel stuck, sometimes I still feel that, sometimes I feel that hit my insecurities. Sometimes I start doubting myself. I still do that a lot, oftentimes. Yet it's getting better. It's not as bad as it was back then. In fact, I would say that today, who I am today is much better than whoever I was, whatever I was back then. Though I still love that dude though. And particularly how I managed to go about those problems. I I did what the game said. I In the summer I tried to heal myself more. I tried healing, self-healing, like just healing myself with med kits and all that. I tried healing, self-healing, and I'm still healing to this day. Healing is a never-ending process. Excuse my French. But I was like, man, I gotta start healing. So I started loving myself more. I started trying out new things more. Like I started appreciating myself more, accepting myself more, all the people in my life, I've become more grateful for them. My friends, my true friends, my family, at least my immediate family, my grandparents, everyone in my life that has made an impact on me. I become more grateful to them. I pray more to God. I try to have a much better relationship with our Father. And, I started putting more effort into doing the things I love, you know? In the summer, I made more YouTube videos. I put more effort in my YouTube channel. I tried to learn new instruments. I tried to go outside more. I tried to talk to people more, talk to strangers. And all of this, all of what I've done has helped me steadily increase and grow into a better person. And I'm proud of that. I'm happy about that. But you know, not all of that happened overnight. And you know, in fact, I would say I'm not even at 100%. I'd say I'm like at 10, 20, 30, 40, maybe around those numbers, but definitely not 100. See, if you have a problem, you have you can't just expect it to be gone overnight. No, you have to take these things day by day. No, because we're all climbing a mountain. Madeline climbs the little mountain of Celeste, but she also climbs the mountain of trying to get out of this hole. She also tries to climb the figurative mountain of depression. You all have our own individual mountains to climb. And, you know, we're all absolutely fantastic people. So no doubt we're gonna eventually climb to the top. But you know, you just have to be patient. You have to be very, very patient. You have to take these things day by day. You have to take these things slowly and have a little trust. Have a little trust. Have a little love. Have a little acceptance. Have a little empathy. That's about it. That's it for this video, Celeste. Remember to love yourself. This is Pinoom signing out. That's a great video.